It's easy to see the parallels between Kion and Simba after all. Father and son both led, both roared, and both bore the same golden coat that caught the sun just right. But there's something else, a quieter, almost hidden thread that connects Kion not to his father, but to his grandfather, Mufasa. And if you've ever watched The Lion Guard closely, or spent any time in the trenches of Lion King Reddit threads, you know exactly where this theory is going. Because Mufasa doesn't appear to just anyone. And yet, for Kion, the spirit of Mufasa doesn't just visit, he guides, over and over again, whispering wisdom when no one else can reach him.
I am here, Kion.
Offering strength when even the roar feels uncertain. So, why Kion? Why not Kiara? Or even Simba himself after his return to Pride Rock? Let's go back. When Kion first discovers the roar of the elders, it's not just a magical upgrade, it's a legacy, a burden passed down from generations. But Mufasa doesn't treat it like a mere power. He treats Kion like someone special, someone chosen. Reddit's Lion King fandom has wrestled with this for years. Some fans believe it's because Kion, unlike Simba, listens. When Simba lost Mufasa, it took tragedy, time, and Timon and Pumbaa to bring him back. But Kion immediately steps into a path of responsibility. From the moment he forms the Lion Guard, he carries the weight of his lineage with purpose, not rebellion. But I think it goes deeper than that. Mufasa's connection with Kion feels spiritual, personal. Almost like Kion is the only one who can truly hear him without ego or confusion. When Mufasa speaks, Kion doesn't question. It's like he's already been waiting for his voice. And that's huge. Because remember, even Rafiki, keeper of ancient wisdom, doesn't get visits like this. Mufasa appears to Kion during moments of spiritual crisis, not just danger, like when Kion is battling the venom inside him, or when he's doubting whether he can return to the Pride Lands after leading the guard away. These aren't moments of heroism, they're moments of soul-searching, and Mufasa shows up. Now here's where the theories go wild, and I love this. Some fans believe Kion is the reincarnated soul of a lion from Mufasa's time. Not literally Mufasa himself, but maybe a lost spirit meant to restore balance. It's speculative, sure, but there is something mystical about how Kion intuitively knows what to do. The roar reacts to his emotions, just like Mufasa once said, it is not a weapon, but a reflection of the heart. And then there's that moment during the Lion Guard, the rise of Scar, where Kion is told that the roar can be used for evil. Scar was proof of that. And yet, Mufasa trusts Kion completely. Why?
You have saved the Pride Lands from Scar before. Trust that the wisdom to defeat Scar lies within the Pride Lands.
Why? Because where Scar was driven by ego, Kion is ruled by doubt, by humility, by the exact opposite force that corrupted his great-uncle. Some say the connection exists because Kion needs it most, because he's far from home, facing threats the Pride Lands never imagined. But I think it's something else. Mufasa doesn't just visit Kion to help him lead, he's there to help him understand, to carry on a legacy that has always been more spiritual than political. And Kion? He listens like he was born to do just that. If you believe that Mufasa's presence in Kion's life is more than just ancestral duty, you're not alone. There's a widely discussed theory that the roar of the elders itself is a spiritual artifact tied not just to the past Lion Guards, but directly to Mufasa's lineage, as if the roar isn't just granted, but inherited through a chosen spiritual bond. Not every royal lion gets it. Simba didn't, Kiara didn't. Kopa, if you accept his non-canon story, also not chosen, only Kion. And now, after everything we saw at the Tree of Life, maybe, just maybe, the roar isn't just a family gift. Maybe it's a guardian spirit. And Mufasa? He's not just guiding Kion, he's protecting something through him. Let's not forget Kion was the one chosen to face Scar, and not just Scar's memory, but Scar's spiritual corruption. Mufasa's darkest failure was reborn in fire and venom, and yet, who does the universe send to stop it? Not Simba, not the royal family, the second-born son, far from the throne. It's poetic. Mufasa's own brother destroyed the balance once, and now his grandson's younger son is the one chosen to restore it. Reddit theorists have called this the Scar balance theory, that the Lion Guard wasn't created to protect the Pride Lands in the traditional sense, but to maintain spiritual balance between legacy and power. And Kion represents the corrective path. Even the way Kion leaves the Pride Lands matters. He doesn't just take the guard and wander off. He goes east, beyond what most lions ever knew. And where does he end up? At the Tree of Life, a place of healing, of renewal, and most importantly, a place that Mufasa himself himself never reached. A place that represents evolution. That's not a coincidence. That's narrative intention. And then we see it again in his cubs. When Asher and Raiko were born, there's a moment that changed everything for me. The roar flickers, nature stirs, and the wind itself howls like it remembers something ancient. It's not just the birth of heirs, it's the rebirth of something powerful. One cub with the calm of Kion, the roar glimmering in his eyes, one with fire and something else, something unspoken. That final line, one was born with the roar, the other with something far more dangerous. The fandom lit up after that. Some say Asher carries a version of the roar corrupted, something linked to Scar's influence, like a dormant curse passed through blood. Others think Raiko, gentle as he is, might be chosen for a future that challenges everything the Lion Guard stood for. But for me, here's what I believe. Mufasa's connection to Kion is no accident. It's an active choice, because Mufasa didn't just watch over his kingdom, he watches over balance. And Kion is the lion who sits at the heart of that balance between past and future, peace and power, love and legacy. And now, that legacy is being passed on, not through crowns, not through thrones, but through whispers in the wind, through roars that shape the world, through the children who will one day look up at the stars and ask what it all means. And maybe Mufasa will answer again. As Raiko and Asher take their first breaths beneath the glowing canopy of the Tree of Life, something shifts. The sky doesn't roar, the earth doesn't tremble, but the wind carries something ancient, as if the stars themselves are holding their breath. And that's where we come full circle. Because when Mufasa first appeared to Kion, it wasn't during a grand ceremony. It wasn't in the middle of a battle. It was in a moment of doubt. Kion questioned himself, and Mufasa appeared with wisdom, calm, and clarity. Now, with his cubs born, Kion stands at the edge of legacy once again, and I believe Mufasa still watches, still whispers, maybe not in words, but in instincts, in roars, in dreams. The ending of the Tree of Life arc plants a seed of prophecy, one child with the roar, one with something more dangerous, a duality that mirrors a story we've seen before. Two siblings, one power, one temptation. Sound familiar? It should. It's Scar and Mufasa all over again. But this time, maybe Mufasa wants to rewrite that story. Maybe that's why he appeared so frequently to Kion. Maybe that's why he is the lion chosen to break the cycle, to teach both his children, not just the chosen one, how to live in balance, how to carry both power and humility, how to protect without dominating. And it starts with truth, the truth Kion knows in his bones, the truth that Mufasa always stood for, that real strength is not in who roars loudest, but who listens hardest. As Raiko grows into his roar, and Asher discovers what lies beneath her fierce eyes, their paths may diverge. Maybe they'll clash. Maybe one will be tempted by the power the roar never revealed. But they'll have a guide. Not just Kion, not just Rani. They'll have Mufasa still watching from the stars, still whispering in the wind. And maybe, just maybe, that whisper will be enough to stop history from repeating itself. Because Kion wasn't just chosen to wield the roar, he was chosen to break the curse of legacy, to stand between what was and what could be. And now, that burden and that blessing belongs to his children. So when the stars twinkle a little brighter above the Tree of Life, and the wind carries a name we almost forgot, it's not just nostalgia, it's a reminder that Mufasa isn't gone. He's still watching, and his story, it's not over.